It was Monday, March 1st, 2010, the day after the closing ceremonies of the 2010 Winter Olympics. While most people were returning to their daily lives, the Vancouver Airport community had one last remaining Olympic challenge: to transport over 30,000 departing Olympians, officials, journalists, and tourists, as well as over 70,000 pieces of luggage. It was an unseen level of traffic, and despite the media's skepticism, the YVR community pulled together and delivered an Olympic departure like no other. And now fast forward 2 years, and Canada's second largest airport, YVR, is now paying its Olympic knowledge forward to one of the world's largest airports, London-Heathrow, as they prepare to welcome millions of visitors for their 2012 Olympic and Paralympic Summer Games. After reaching out to past Olympic venue airports and building off their own Olympic success, YVR created a 6-step strategy to pass on to both Heathrow and other future Olympic airports. So here are the 6 P's that helped to make the 2010 Winter Olympics here in YVR one of the best celebrations ever.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
So Heathrow came to us just as we went out to other Olympic airports in the past. We went out to Torino, Athens, and Sydney and asked for their expertise and for them to review our plans and preparations, and Heathrow did the same thing. Well, I think one of the things that we got right was the fact that we became an Olympic sponsor. So we were the first ever official airport of an Olympic Games.
It turns out it's a way bigger event than you ever imagined. So you need a bit of panic to mobilize. As much as it was about athletes and Olympic officials and everybody going home, it was moving all of these bags.
Generally, a passenger travels with 1.5 pieces of luggage. Olympic athletes travel with 6, and most of it's oversized.
And then when we found out how busy it was going to be, we built a temporary terminal, we built bag systems, we put processes in place.
YVR even went as far as allowing Olympians to pre-check their luggage in 24 hours in advance,
which was then bussed overnight to the airport and checked through so that our baggage systems weren't clogged, and then the athletes would come the next day to the Sea Island Remote Terminal. That's March 1st, and then they checked in, got rid of their personal stuff, went through security, and were bussed to their gate. The entire airport community came together to make sure that this went as smoothly as possible.
The success of what happened here was all about our people and how our people rallied to the challenge.
These are the sorts of things that we pass along to Heathrow. Don't just assume that it's crowds of media. There are also going to be crowds of fans, because particularly when you've got a rail link to downtown, there's a real crowd control issue here. And what we did is we practiced. So we actually hired actors to come in and pretend that they were passengers. You know, an ornery passenger, a passenger who was having difficulty, those sorts of things, testing our language skills and testing our operational skills.
Because the party just continued. It started at the closing ceremonies and then continued at the airport, and that was our plan. And to actually see it happening,
we were really proud as Vancouver Airport Authority, because we think we gave people a really good last impression of the Games and of British Columbia.
And as YVR reflects on its gold medal performance back in March 1st, 2010, it's proud to share its knowledge and experience with one of the world's largest airports.
In fact, if you look at Heathrow's plan and you were to compare it to Vancouver's plan, you'll note that they look very similar. So that's our legacy, is that it's embedded in their plan, and that in turn will be shared with the next Olympic airport.
And on behalf of the Vancouver International Airport, we wish London-Heathrow, as well as all future Olympic venue airports, the best of luck. Let the Games begin.